I'm in Prague, the largest city in the capital of the Czech Republic. And right now I'm on the totally empty campus of the Czech Technical University, where I was just attending a topology conference of all things. So this was my first actual physical conference since before the pandemic, like 3 years ago. So I've been very happy to actually go there. But now it's time to explore the city. So I've just been here a couple days. I haven't had a chance to look around that much. I was in Prague before for another conference 6 years ago, and I got sick on like the first day. So I don't really know what to find. So let's go find the metro and then check out and see what we can find in the city. Prague dates back to the 5th century, and it's kind of an interesting place because it was capital of Czechoslovakia during, times of communism. And of course that split up into two countries, Czech Republic and Slovakia, with Bratislava taking over the capital of Slovakia. And apparently it was kind of an interesting place also because when it opened up, there'd be a lot of people would come over here. It was very cheap, they could drink, they could have a lot of fun. But now what sort of place is this? Look at all these tourists, and what do we have? We have Thai massage, tons of gift shops and things. So I don't think it's so cheap anymore from what I can tell. I mean, generally, maybe from Polish perspective, I'm sure it's cheaper than like London or Paris or something like that. But these gift shops, I don't know. These look kind of generic and uninteresting. I think I want to wait till I find something a little shady to really find an interesting present. On this channel this year, I think we're going to some very different places. If it weren't for Russia invading Ukraine, I'd probably be in Ukraine now, or last year I'm in some village in Georgia or something. But here, we're going where there's crowds and crowds of tourists. So I don't know, my hipster travel, it feels a little different kind of from that perspective because I'm used to just going to kind of crazy places. But this is still kind of nice and there's some energy here. And this is Charles Bridge. And I'm told that it's best at 5 a.m. because there start like these huge crowds of people here all the time. And this dates back to like the 1500s. And it used to be apparently for a long time the only way across the river to get from the castle to the old town on the other side. And this is just beautiful. Of course there's everyone here taking selfies, just like in every sort of beautiful touristic thing you have. I remember when I went to the Taj Mahal a few years ago, and you're used to seeing this like beautiful thing on the postcards, but just full of selfies, this and that. So I think you can take some nice rides on the boat here. You got these beautiful statues here too. So there's Jesus on the cross. People getting selfies, symbolizing the suffering of Jesus on the cross. More. It's hard to not kind of run into people when you're going through this. When you're vlogging, you have to watch out for cars, and I think I've kind of gotten used to that, but not quite as used to going through crowds of people. One wonderful thing about today, we've been having this horrible heat wave. Even when we're on the Arctic Circle, it was just so uncomfortably hot. And it's not really that bad now. I think today is kind of the first nice day. It's maybe even ever so slightly chilly in the breeze. And we have direct sunlight, which normally really bothers me, but it's not any problem. So I actually feel pretty good today. No need for sun umbrella or any sort of like goofy stuff like that. And I don't know what all these little things are, because like there's obviously everything here has some sort of symbolism with Christianity. I know the locks, these are symbolizing people's love, and couples put them there and like throw the locks away. But it's a little strange for me to put it in what looks like some sort of a grave of some person involved in the Catholic Church. So, and there's something going on over here. People are chanting something. I have no idea what language. Let's see. Okay, well, hey, bonjour. Okay, I don't know if bonjour was really the right thing there, because I think it was maybe French, but like, oh well, I'm sure they could figure it out. has gotten eerily quiet and empty on the way to the castle, and I'm not sure why. So it looks nice and touristic. We also have some of these kind of weird cars going by. I think there's some people. Yeah, it says sightseeing tour, so I think it's you'll have 4 people in there. But I don't know why. Why is this so empty? Maybe these couple other people are going there. Gardens below the Prague castle, totally empty. Something to be scared of here that I don't know about. I saw a ghost museum on the way here. Maybe this area is haunted. Well, we have some hints here at least. There's a sign. It's in Czech, but I know, okay, for example, from Polish, most is bridge, so probably that's what it is. And I think I've seen that Hrad is castle. That's different than zamek in Polish, but I guess we can go this way. Maybe we'll find it. Castle staff. I think I underestimated this castle and what's actually here. So apparently there's it occupies 70,000 square meters, which is about 750,000 square feet. And it's almost like its own little city, it seems like. And I looked online and there's 3-hour tours of the area, and I definitely don't have time for that. And it's just like amazing. Like, look at all the stuff here you have. That's part of the palace or some big church up here. And I can see apparently it's also one of the most visited places in Prague. So I think I'm just gonna, you know, because this is about my first impressions, what I think of the city. All I'm gonna say right now is just, wow, holy shit. This is amazing, and it probably deserves, you know, its own video. So we're gonna go and shift gears completely. I read about a sex machines museum, and that looks like that's pretty hilarious. I found a place that looks sufficiently sketchy to try. So this isn't really quite as touristic here, but then it says drinks, alcohol, druggery, cannabis. Thank you. So we're gonna go in here and see if we can find anything interesting, but I got to be a little careful because they might not want me to film, so we're gonna be a little quiet. My instinct about this place was correct. So look what we got here. We got handcuffs, switchblade, brass knuckles, and best of all, we have a real ninja star that's actually sharp at the tip. So I'm not sure what this costs. Definitely I'm getting the ninja star. I don't know if this is legal or not, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. I don't know. No one's gonna watch this video anyways. And it's right next to Kretzek. Very adorable, and we have some magnets and things. And if we get up, of course there's the cannabis cookies and stuff right next to there. So I think I'm really liking this, and I can have this to protect myself too. I finished all my gift shopping for this trip. We got the usual. We got a postcard. Always want to send something to one of my friends back in Detroit. Refrigerator magnet, you know, whatever. Not that interesting. What's really interesting is that I spent $40 on shurikens. And there's a story, apparently Steve Jobs was coming back from Japan, and he apparently tried to bring some shurikens on carry-on, and security stopped him, and he tried to argue it was his own private plane, so it shouldn't be any problems. He's not going to hijack his own plane. There's disagreement whether this story is true or not. So they actually came, they had way more than I thought. They came in these little packages right here, so you don't have to get hurt, and carrying them. And let me pull this out. Shuriken. So these are 250 Czech crowns a piece, so roughly $10, a little bit more than that. And I looked and saw, you know, what are the laws? You know, can I be carrying these around? Can I be doing any goofy thing? And apparently it's actually totally okay for me in public to be going like shh, shh, shh. So what I'm reading here is that Czech weapon law from the year 2002 concerns firearms only, with no other legislation concerning knives in existence, with the exception of the paragraphs of the Penal Code penalizing the use of any weapon in criminal offense. Okay, so I don't want to go robbing people with the shurikens. This means there are no restrictions on the possession or carrying of any knives or swords, whether openly or in a concealed manner. So I had no idea that you could just really just walk around and do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. I'm glad I have the gifts taken care of. On the way to the Sex Machines Museum, and we have darky gifts, which is a little fun explosive. That's actually even worse than I thought. So it both involving racism and causing explosions. So a wonderful place. It's too bad I can't get in and check it out. Maybe I'll have to come here another day. This is back in the Old Town area right now, and we're getting pretty close to the Sex Machines Museum. Look how beautiful that is there. There's still tons and tons of people out and about. I don't know if it ever really lets up. I mean, I guess if it's 5 a.m. or something, there might be fewer people. Let me check in Google Maps where we're going. Okay, we're pretty close. I think we just need to turn right over here. We'll find it. I think this is open till something like 10. So I looked at the Medieval Torture Museum, and I think that closed at 8. But we're lucky that a lot of stuff here is actually open fairly late. And yep, right up here. I assume everyone here is probably going there. Okay, I got in. It's 250 crowns, the same price as a Ninja Star, roughly a little over $10. And there's some crazy stuff here. I mean, you can kind of imagine what this would be for. I saw something similar to that in Brno. But there's some stuff here that's kind of horrifying, and we're only really getting started. So this right here, and I know I'm not one to judge anyone's kinks, but like, I don't know. So smother box. A few examples of old and modern kits for amorous coprophagy. And I don't want to explain what that is because probably I'll get the video removed, but I'll warn you not to look it up, but if you really want to, you can. Some of this stuff is truly fascinating though. So according to the board over there, this one here is 28,000 years old, and it's like almost petrified. I think they found, how many is that? They call it prehistoric fallacy. They found 14 pieces that they patiently, there was 14 pieces and they patiently reconstructed it. So I don't know, you know, my of course academic job is as a mathematician. I can't imagine if it was actually reconstructing these sorts of things instead. Some more horrifying stuff. So apparently this, though, they even, you know, kind of sarcastically say this marvelous device was intended to prevent nocturnal masturbation in adolescents. And basically, if anything happens, you start to get hard, and then these spikes come down. And the thing is, like, this, you know, I'll say is this is not something you can control. Like, this is just completely just sadistic. There's nothing more to it. And here's some device to detect what's going on. They demonstrate right there, and it sends information to the parents. Like, I can't believe how crazy the past was that this stuff actually existed. Sex Machines Museum was really wild. Some of it was kind of scary. Some of it was pretty tame. And it's pretty late now, and I mean, still look, there's lots and lots of people wandering through the streets. And I've been walking around all day. I'm pretty hungry. I think at this point I just kind of need some carbs. So I'm gonna probably check this out here. Maybe get some pizza or something like that. But another comment too is I'm smelling a lot of marijuana in the air. So I think people are, it's kind of similar to what Barcelona was like actually. My pizza came, and you know, when you're actually out filming this stuff, you're running around trying to get here, look at this, time's going by, you're walking a lot. And sometimes you just need to eat, and you kind of know what's going to hit the spot, and pizza will do it. Ideally, maybe I get some special Czech cuisine, but honestly, I'm not in the mood. I'm really more in the mood for this. And the price of this, 249 crowns, or exactly 1 Ninja Star. So Sex Machines Museum, also the cost of admission, 1 Ninja Star. So that seems to be the currency around Prague. So let's get started on this and see how it is. So of course, need to cut it myself, which is very common in Europe. We don't have any of the rolling things, so I'm just going with the knife and the fork. Okay, so let's see what happens. And all right, pizza. Oh, and of course it's good. You know, I wasn't expecting this to be bad or anything. So This is definitely hitting the spot, and I'm gonna finish this and wander around a little bit more, and I think finish the video pretty soon. It's about time to close the video, and I wanted to go to something that's going to sound really kind of stupid, but there's a lot of significance to me. And this, well, it is really stupid. 5semen.cz. Does everybody know what semen is? It's you know, half of the things that make up babies. So it's kind of strange to me that they would name a store after that, but I guess, I don't know, it means something in Czech, and it's kind of, you know, hilarious. But the reason this has some significance to me actually is, like, when I just started vlogging, this was also actually in the Czech Republic, and I was visiting a co-author of mine in Opava, which is a really small city, and I still wasn't so comfortable just, you know, walking around like an idiot, you know, projecting my voice at the camera, talking to myself. And I was in Brno, the second largest city in Czech Republic, and I also saw 5semen in Brno. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. But I was there walking back and forth with my camera, back and forth, wanting to record something. And I kind of recorded a little something, but then I wasn't comfortable, you know, making a whole video worth. So there was no episode from Brno, just because I was too afraid to do it. But I was comfortable doing it, you know, with someone walking with me. And it wasn't until I went to, you know, Ukraine sometime later and started doing a bunch of stuff, and something just kind of clicked and I could do it. So anyways, kind of a weird place to have some significance, because that was the first time I actually attempted any recording on my own. In terms of Prague, you know, obviously it's beautiful. Just kind of closing this. You know, I was here before, so I knew it was beautiful. I didn't get to explore it so much, but there is some weird stuff here, but I'm still missing, you know, what I saw like in Ukraine. You know, it's you can find a little goofy thing here and there, but this in no ways compared to, say, you know, going to some weird metro station in Kiev and seeing what's there. So I like the place. Obviously, it's very nice, and I'm going to be here a few more days, so hopefully I can find something else. So I don't know what I'm going to record. Hopefully I can find something interesting. So just the usual, you know, like, comment, subscribe, all this stuff, very good for the algorithm. And stick around, and we should find something else of interest here in Prague.